Hello, Mrs. Latika Ashok. Welcome to another English grammar class. Today we are going to learn about phrases and clauses. Today we will take up only phrases. We will see what is the definition of a phrase, and by the end of the class you will also come to know what are the different types of phrases and what is the definition of a phrase, what is the difference between a phrase and a clause. So let's get started. In the beginning, I will just tell you what is the difference between a phrase and a clause. Though they sound similar, the main difference between a phrase and a clause is that a phrase is only a group of words which do not have a subject or a verb. Whereas in a clause, you have a subject and the verb combination. Now, these phrases cannot stand on its own. That means it has to be part of a main sentence. Only then they make sense. So now that you know what is the definition of a phrase, we will go into what are the different types of phrases. So I will just share. You can see that like I told you, the definition of phrase is a group of words that act like a single part of speech. Now, what is a phrase? I told you these are only a group of words, but these words act as one of the parts of speech. We have learned the different parts of speech. We have learned nouns, verbs, adverbs, pronouns, prepositions, adjectives. Okay. Phrases act either as a noun, an adjective or a preposition. So one of these four parts of speech, it acts like a phrase. Now normally whenever we use a preposition or an adjective, it is a single word. Tall boy, he walks quickly, on the table, under the chair, all these are also prepositions. And noun also, we have single words. Book, pen, paper, all these are single words. But why is this, even though it is acting as a noun, it is called a phrase? Because there are a group of words, it's not one single word. There are 2-3 words which make one complete part of speech, that is a noun. Okay. So let us see the different types of phrases. Now, a phrase does not have both subject and verb, just like I told you just now. Like a clause will always have a subject and a verb. In a phrase, you do not have a subject or a verb. Now, on this basis, on what function the phrase plays in a sentence, it will either be a noun phrase, an adverbial phrase, an adjective phrase, or a prepositional phrase. Now, how do you check whether this phrase is acting as a preposition or is it acting as an adverb? So, for that we need to ask some questions to the main clause. So, we have some examples here. A noun phrase, it answers the question what or who. She was reading a book about dinosaurs. Now here, she was reading what? If you ask, you get the answer, a book of dinosaurs. So that is why you can identify that it is a noun phrase. It is telling you what is she reading. Okay, you ask the main clause. This is a main clause. Okay, she was reading a book about dinosaurs. Then we have the adjective phrase. An adjective phrase is a group of words which acts like an adjective in a sentence, like I told you. Okay. Now, the questions that an adjective answers Like I already told you, what kind or which one. So the statue made of gold glinted in the sunlight. Now this is the example they've given you. Now you want to know what type of, what kind of statue was it. You're asking more question about the noun. So what you get the answer, it was made of gold. You're talking about the particular statue which was made of gold. So you're getting the answer for that. So then you can identify that it is an adjective phrase. Another example they're giving for adverbial phrase, which acts like an adverb in the sentence and it answers the question when, where, how, why. We've learned in adverbs, when we did adverbs, we learned there are different kinds of adverbs. Okay, we have adverb of manner, adverb of place, time, kind. So different types of adverbs are there. So the same way, these phrases act as an adverb. She completed her task quite carefully. Now again, it is giving you more information about how she completed the work. The verb is completed. How she did it? She did it quite carefully. It is giving you more information about her completion, how perfectly she has completed it. The last type of phrase is prepositional phrase. Now, just like its name tells you, it will act as a preposition. Now here we have the example. She sat under the sky in a pensive mood. Now here again we learned in preposition that it shows the position of the noun. Now she here is the noun or pronoun where we are talking about that subject. So they're telling you where did she sit, the position. Okay, so she sat under the sky. So even though it is a group of three-lettered words, three words, it is showing you the position of where she sat. So it's acting as a preposition. Instead of one word, they're using three words to describe the position where she is sitting. So that is why it is called a prepositional phrase. So we come to the end of this definition and the types of phrases. Clauses we will do in the next class. So to do a recap of what we did today, we saw the definition of what is a phrase. We saw that phrases are a group of words which do not have a subject or a verb combination. They act as one of the parts of speech. It is either it can be an adverb, an adjective, a noun, or a preposition. So according to how it functions in a sentence, it gets its name. If it is acting as a preposition, it is called a prepositional phrase. If it is acting as an adverb, it is called an adverbial phrase. Same way for adjective and noun phrases. So also remember to ask the correct questions to find out which type of phrase it is. So on that note, I think we will wind up here. Any doubt, you can clarify it in the next class. Do the exercises in your textbook and for practice, and we will meet till we meet next time.